Hi, it's Kimmery. It is day 25 of my cold plunge, and I just want to talk about what you learn when you go up against yourself, right? When you're put into conditions that test your limits. Some days are better than others. Some days you're excited, you're proud of yourself. You know you got this, and you just feel like you have reached the top. You're at this peak, and you've passed all the tough things. And then literally the next day, you can wake up and feel like you never did a thing. You're knocked down. You don't feel like you have the energy to do it, and that's what happens. That's life. So it's the ebbs and flows. It's the peaks and valleys, but it's also, there are things in life like the moon. The moon has such an effect on us, and it's funny because I'm not saying you have to follow astrology or any of that, but you can see and talk to people who also sense it. Like, it was funny because whenever there's a full moon and people come to me, and it's always funny because on a full moon there'd be a lot of discord, and people are very emotional. You're either up or you're down. And yesterday was not a full moon, but I did notice that I was feeling very off for a couple of days, and people that I know are sensitive empaths like myself also were making comments on Facebook, which just tells me that we're not alone. We're not alone, we're not crazy, and it's just a moment. And that's why I say, when people think that they're a diagnosis and that there is no other option other than taking a mind-altering medication, it's like, well, in that moment, you might have felt so depleted and so and not having answers, or so erratic, or whatever it is. But those moments ebb and flow just like everything else. It's like, what was the difference between yesterday morning and I felt like this dark, heavy cloud over me, and today I felt like the sun was out, here I am. And that's how life is. And it's just leaning in and seeing how we react, and it's how we treat ourselves, and what do we do, what practices can we do. For me, I did a lot of writing. I did a lot of releasing, and I always look for things to inspire me, to lift me back up, and it works. It really works. Even knowing that, seeing people that were going through the same thing, it's not that, when they do say misery loves company, and I do believe that's true. And it's not because I wish other people bad. It's because you're not alone. You're not alone. You're not crazy, right? So, bumping up against yourself, the cold plunge, the one thing about the cold plunge is that it makes you have to be present. It is cold. I mean, I'm sitting in 39 degrees right now, and I'm outside in 44-degree weather, which is warmer than it had been, but it's still freezing out, and it was, stormy and whatever. It brings you to the present moment. It makes you touch the edges of yourself and understand them, and lean into them, and see what you need, what makes you come alive. What kind of support do you need? Yesterday, I took a little extra time for myself. I got my nails done. I got my feet done. I just sat in the chair and didn't rush out and scuff my toes like I typically do. I just sat there and I relaxed for a moment. I just took notice of how we can think we have it all together one minute, and then the next minute feel like your whole world is spiraling. And all of it is beautiful. All of it makes us appreciate the good. All of it makes us appreciate the things that we work for. So these daily practices, notice that the things that you work for, you value more. Just take a look at that. The people in your life that you have to, that you really value, that you really take the time to value, like you work for that relationship. You put energy into it. And then there's ones that come easier, and hopefully you take the time to put some energy into those too, right? Because we always want to be clear on the value we're putting in, and not look at it after we do not have it anymore, right? So I hope that you have an amazing day, and I hope that you know that nothing is permanent, nothing. Not a good mood or a bad mood, not a good situation or a bad situation, not a good relationship or a bad relationship. Every day we have to show up, and we have to be present, and we have to create it. That's my message for today. I hope you have an amazing day. I love you. Bye.